and that's Marketplace Tech. This is APM.
Travel is one of life's great rewards, and there's always something new to see and experience when you travel the world like I do. Hi, I'm Rick Steves. Join me as we get better acquainted with the world each week on Travel with Rick Steves. Together, we'll explore fascinating sights, discover amazing food, and make new friends from near and far. Your radio is the only passport you'll need. Join us for Travel with Rick Steves, Saturday afternoons at 1 on KSJE.
You can learn online with the Farmington Public Library and Universal Class. Choose from more than 500 online classes covering a wide variety of exciting topics. You can sharpen your workplace skills, explore a new career, or simply learn something new just for fun. Best of all, classes are free with your library card. Start today by going to infoway.org.
KSJE is supported by the Farmington Civic Center, bringing a full slate of entertainment to Farmington and San Juan County. Romantic music with the 10 Tenors, Friday, February 21st at 7:30 p.m. The Farmington Civic Center, 200 West Arrington in downtown Farmington. Find out more online at fmtn.org/shows or at 505-599-1148.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Megan Cullop, along here with Scott Michlin.
Good morning, Megan Cullop. Happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday.
Yeah.
That always feels good.
You made it.
We did. One more week.
Well, you made it. I don't know. Jury's still out.
Okay.
If I'm here or not. But good to see you. This is our Solutions from the Street program, everyone, here on KSJE. So we are glad that you are with us because this week our solution is somewhat unique when we talk about depression and anxiety and stress and you name it. We've lived through it the last 2+ years.
Sure. The problem is the kids.
And the kids too, right?
They're not the problem.
They are not the problem, but
They're
they're dealing with the problem.
Yes.
They're dealing with a lot of adult problems.
Yes.
Right? And so that brings us to our solution from the street this week. And so that would involve the Inspire HeART program that is located in Aztec, but they work all over the place. And that would include our guests who are here with us this morning.
That's right. We have Cammie and Christy. And Christy is wearing a Bob Ross hat, which I have to appreciate.
Right.
For those who are listeners and not viewers.
Christy Clugston, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. Also, Cammie LaPlatte, good morning to you. Thank you for coming in. Great to have both of you here to talk about this kind of unique program. And as I mentioned, it's based in Aztec, but you go out to schools and you go out to other groups and things. And so give us kind of a quick synopsis of the Inspire HeART program.
Like how, just like what we're doing right now?
Yeah.
So what we are doing is we are just, we've started going, I don't know, like 4 years ago, after the shooting, we started with like kind of just bringing art in as an idea, and I didn't know anything about art. She was a counselor at the Aztec High School, and then it just kind of grew into this. We just started, first 2 years it was volunteering, and then the second 2 years we became an official nonprofit, and just going to the schools, helping the teachers, helping students. Like it's different than an art class because we're just allowing them to it's more of a relaxing, setting up an atmosphere for them to relax, decompress. Like it's really different from like a classroom thing. And then we also now have the Aztec building, so anybody, the students can come in. We have stuff set up now where it's kind of like a hangout place for homework, and they come in, they play pool, or all the art stuff's free. They don't have to pay anything. The community has been amazing with supporting us. I've been really lucky that all our support's from the community. So, and
from the street, as we say here.
From the street.
There you are. That's right.
That's why we call it what we call it.
That's true.
I'd like to know, this is for both of you. I mean, we'll start with Christy. What is your personal relationship to art? Why was it so important to you You know, I feel like that has to exist to bring it in.
Beyond the Bob
else.
Ross hat.
Right.
I like Bob though.
Yes.
No, actually, a couple months before the Aztec thing happened, and I had no knowledge of art. I ended up doing a painting for my daughter, and saw the reaction of her. I gave it to her on Christmas, and just like, and one, I didn't know I could paint, and people do not believe me, but I did I'll have to get you the photo, but it was really good. And then just started painting after that, and I've had paintings that are all over the world now. And
but you had never really explored that avenue before. Wow.
No. And then I just realized it's literally like the best de-stressor ever, right? I bring a backpack, like I'm like the backpack like Dora, but mine's bigger with art supplies. And if I get stressed, and I just start drawing, and kids love it, and we love it. Adults, everybody needs it. Like, just finger paint every once in a while.
Wow.
And what about you, Cammie?
Well, it's interesting. If you had asked me 3, 5, 10 years ago if I'd ever be doing something with art, I'd say no way. I was that student that was like, oh, how can I avoid taking any art classes through middle school, high school, college? And it was created stress for me. But after the shooting, when I was a transition counselor there and working with students that were still struggling with dealing with things that didn't want to talk about it or do things in a traditional way, I had Christy and others come in and do some art, and I saw kids open up in a way that I've never seen before, and it was just absolutely amazing. And so I was like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. I want to be involved in this way. And since then, I've learned to put aside my preconceived notions about art. Mm-hmm. I've learned how it can relax me. It doesn't have to be something perfect. Like in my mind, it never comes out in my mind as I think it should on paper. And so I've learned that doesn't matter, and that's okay, and that it's just an expression of my heart and my feelings and stuff, and it's awesome. And to share that with others is incredible, and then watch what happens when they get in that happy zone.
Right. And really interesting to hear you talk about how the kids kind of opened up doing this and using that technique, I think, right, as you're trying to get them to work through some of their feelings about the incident, about what happened, about what they witnessed or what their friends witnessed or what they've heard about, all those different things, right? It doesn't matter what level of maybe involvement they had, it still was helping all of them, it seems.
Well, and you didn't even have to talk to them about that. The interesting thing is, once they started doing art, like we had them make these little hearts, and we just talked about, right, how your heart has changed in a way that would leave a positive legacy for somebody else if we put these up around the school.
But we did first acknowledge that we know that it was broken,
right?
But then how do we replace it with something?
How have they started to see some healing in some way, and didn't say anything else? And we would just sit there at the tables with them, and they would just start talking about all of it. Like from a counseling point of view, where I've tried to talk to them about things and couldn't get anywhere, all of a sudden I'm sitting there quietly, and they just start talking about stuff.
The grown-up way wasn't working,
right?
Maybe,
No,
right?
not at all.
Got it. And so that was a few years ago, though, right? Obviously, what we're talking about was really important right in the aftermath of the Aztec shooting. But even now, the program continues with other children and other teens and young adults and people like that, and they find different ways to express themselves through what you have them do, correct?
Mm-hmm. Well, when COVID hit, we discovered we needed a building and a place to go to. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like the if you build it, they will come. So when the owners opened that up for us, people just started coming. We didn't advertise or anything, and they would find our number word of mouth, and they would come in just to have that place to process all those feelings that have happened since the pandemic, and how to process the anxiety or the fear or the loss of loved ones, depression, suicidal things. And we would just open up that as a place for them to be able to sort through all that,
right,
and leave in a different manner than they came in with, and to leave with hope.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed, and that's a great transition to the building that you are in, because it is, it's not that hard to find, I must say, in downtown Aztec, because you are located at the old Aztec Theater, and that's where you started, and that's where you continue to operate. And it brings me to just another. I just want to show the video. Basically, is what I want to do, because this past week, the city. This is a city project, not an Inspire Art project, but I think it's a wonderful thing for the community of Aztec. Is the sign of the Aztec Theater has been restored. And for the first time in, I think, a decade.
Once again, the community coming together, working together, and bringing light to the community. Like, it's
literally.
Really, it's really just been people, like, kind of, I mean, if before COVID it would have been holding hands, but now it's
right.
air
bumps and
right,
understood.
Just coming together. So
sure. Well, I want to show that, and so it was on Facebook in one of the Aztec groups, and so we just thought it'd be great to share it this morning. So we're going to take just a second, literally a few seconds here. The lighting of the Aztec Theater sign this week on Main Avenue in Aztec. Here we go. Take a look.
3, 2, 1.
And there you go, Aztec and lights again. And so you are in that building. That's Mayor Mike Padilla making a few comments there. But again, a great thing. So people will be able to find your building even easier now with a giant lighted sign out in front.
And so, sort of speaking of building and the mechanics of all this, so you guys go into the schools. What do we do in the building?
Well, there was never a plan of any of it. So we have literally grown into whatever the need has been. So, because I can't say just us, because we do have a lot of people that have helped, a lot of retired volunteers, teachers that are retired that come help us tutor kids, because we do tutoring. We just kind of, I don't know, we haven't really put limits on it. So not only do we have the building where the kids can come in, and we've done group art classes for fun. We're working with one of the schools right now, and we have them coming in like 4 days a week and doing art. But then we just got done with Aztec High School doing the Legacy project, so we're literally like, it's like, this is our life. Like, I don't know, it looks like I'm doing the robot, but that's my life.
Right.
So.
Understood.
Well, it does look like she's doing the robot for the listeners.
For the radio audience,
yes.
That's true. Very true. That's true.
If you came in the building, you would come into kind of a living room setting where people can sit and talk and joke and laugh and have a cup of coffee. But then if you go down to the next level, there's all the art tables set up with all the supplies out there, and they could choose to do acrylics on a canvas, do watercolors, do finger painting, do this cool thing with hair dryers and move things around the art thing. And
I'm interested in whatever that means.
Our terminology.
That's my art terminology, so you can see how I'm not the artist. Or they could sketch stuff or draw stuff, but then if you go down to the lower level, where the seating used to be for the theater below the stage, we've had people donate and bring in pool table, a ping pong table, a little basketball shooting thing, Connect for a little video game station, or they can go up on the stage and sing karaoke or dance around, and so it's just,
think of a really cool house, like from Cribs, like for teens, and they can come in. Seriously, that's like what it is. But it's like they'll come in, kids will come in on their lunch break. But then we do have students that come, like how many times a week from Newcomb, that'll drive down to from Newcomb. So it is like, wow. It is not just Aztec.
It's
like,
wonderful.
We honestly, before this, before the last 6 months, it was mainly not Aztec students. Mm-hmm. Wow. So, yeah.
So it has evolved into a community house, pretty much. Yeah. So
a community house.
Yeah, a community house. So let's talk about. I know that we're not sort of art experts proper, although we have an artist.
Well, I do have. I did get certified eventually for. With the art therapy stuff.
Great.
And, yeah.
That's okay. That's what I was going to ask. Yeah. So, you want to talk a bit about maybe techniques that go on in the art therapy world that you're looking out for when kids create these pieces?
Oh, well, so, one thing that I learned just going through and doing different classes and stuff and getting, is just, we have mood trackers, which is great. So they can come in the day and they can say, okay, you have different colors, and then it tells different feelings, and then, okay, can you please paint this flower the way with relating to what color? And it's really interesting because they might be sad and angry, and it's so easy then to go forward into conversation. It's a great tool, especially going into schools, to hand over to the counselors, because it opens the door right away, because they're able to look at this picture and say, okay, well, so you're feeling sad and angry, what's going on? Like, it really is, like, there's not a lot complicated. I'm a very simple person. Like, I thought when I first started doing art that median, like someone was talking about a psychic. No, I'm not joking. I'm like, it's funny.
What?
Yeah, I know.
I feel like that deserves more. What are you talking about?
But, it's like, but it is a community. Like, I know that it's just someone wanting, a group of people saying, I'm going to step up and I'm going to be a solution the best I can. I'm going to love somebody the way that they should be loved. And it really, there's not anything spectacular. I feel like everybody should be doing what we're doing, really.
Well, one of the things I've noticed as far as the techniques when we do the art is I'm there talking, listening, doodling. She's there creating some art with the student while they're doing something, and then all of a sudden they're watching her, and they can say, well, show me this technique, or why did you do this technique? And her technique is always connected to what she's feeling, what she's thinking, what's going on in her life. Like, there's a story behind it. And so then she shares that story, and then they're thinking about, oh, well, what's my story of why I'm doing this? And then that's what they start to share, and that's how the art therapy comes across. Like when she was saying the mood tracker, we had one girl say she was angry, sad, and depressed, which was 3 different colors, and she drew this intricate design in this little flower petal with those 3 colors, which I would just like color in the... And I'd pick
Right.
one. I'm very concrete. I'd pick one. I have to pick one. She did all 3 and made this whole design in it. And then we're like, wow, why did you choose to do that? And then everything comes out.
Right.
Because she starts talking about it.
Right. Cool. That's very cool.
Very, very interesting. And I know during the holiday season, a lot of your artists were out on Main Street in Aztec, right? And they were kind of decorating some of the store windows and things like that. We looked at your Facebook page, and there's some great photos of some of the kids that were working. And can you tell us a little bit about what's going on in these pictures?
Yeah, we the community was doing the Sparkle Parade, and I asked some students if they wanted to paint all the business owners' windows, and just
Kind of a Dr. Seuss theme, right?
Yeah, we did
theme.
Whoville, and then
Yeah.
we started hiding the Grinch in places, and it just kind of. I think I went to a chamber meeting, and I suggested it, and then I was like, I came home and was like, told my husband, we're gonna paint all of the windows in like a week downtown, and he's like, oh my gosh, but it happened, and we did it with the help of all these amazing young artists. Even a couple of students that were ditching came and helped me, and school, and but then they went back to school. But it's great,
All right.
No, but even they need someone to talk to, and actually they're
True.
coming to our building now. That's not a
Right.
joke. Like, you gotta love people, like, so.
Well, we
Yeah.
accept them as they are, right?
That's right.
As they come to you. So
Yeah.
so there you are. But a lot of creativity, I would say, and a lot of kids that are stepping up. And again, it really made it more of a community event too, I think, for the Aztec Sparkles, and to see all the
absolutely.
stores, and I'm sure the business owners loved it, right?
Oh yeah, they loved it, and man, and I'll tell you what, something about giving students something, like, I feel like the fastest way to get out of depression is to serve others. I know for me, myself, that's always helped, and it's like, so you can get out of your own things and be able to, and that's what I always tell the kids when we're painting. I'm not the best with words, so obviously, as you guys can see, I'm kind of goofy, but I can, if I'm having like a bad day, it's just amazing how art, like she was saying with the flower, like, it helps us to have the people that don't have the really fancy, terminology, see, I can't even say that, but that the fancy lingo, it just helps us to be able to express, and especially for students, they can look at that and go, whoa, like, I'm going through all these things, I didn't even realize it, so. But that was,
Right.
I totally went a different direction than the windows.
Well,
but-
on the windows, can you share what came out of that? Because we kept saying, I kept saying, why the Grinch theme?
Oh
what
my
came out of
gosh.
that with what
Yes.
that one lady's
This
community
lady-
response was that she
Yes,
posted?
this lady wrote, it was so amazing, a community response. I wish I had it to read it because she worded it so much better. And I feel like actually you would be the better person explaining it with the words because you're very good with words.
Okay, I'll try to remember. So she had said, I wasn't sure at first about the whole Grinch theme and why we were doing that, and it's been a while since we've been able to come together as a community because of COVID, and I wasn't sure if anybody was even going to show up for the parade. And
I don't like the Grinch either. Like, I really didn't. I can't get through the movie, and so I really was like, why of all things?
Same.
I mean, I was getting the Grinch. I was like painting it, like, oh, like, but yeah.
Yeah, and so she had said it was so amazing when she showed up, and it felt like there was more people there than had been in the past, and the streets were lined, and it was a way for everybody to gather and be together, and people were singing and cheering and dancing. And she said, and it was just like that movie. I realized all of a sudden why it had to be the Grinch, because nobody could take away our Christmas. COVID couldn't. The deaths that people had suffered through couldn't, no anxiety could, no nothing could, that we still can come together and celebrate together with so much joy, no matter any of the things in our society right now that tried to take that away, and it couldn't. And I was just like, oh my gosh, that's so perfect.
Right? How about that? That's wonderful.
That is wonderful.
Right.
So when is this community house? What are the hours? What are we talking about here?
We do not have set hours because we are literally all over the place. How people book with us is people get a hold of us online. We do have our phone number too. That's they can call us. We get right back with people. We are just so busy. Like I can't even explain it. Like people ask us that all the time. Do you have normal running business hours? Well, if we did, we wouldn't be able to go out to. Yeah, we would never get a break. But I mean, because sometimes we're there till like 8 o'clock at night. Like if we have certain students come in, and it's really been word of mouth. So a lot of teachers will call us from different schools. That's how we've gotten in the school. Is someone heard about us and said, "Hey, will you guys come in?" And
yeah. And we do a lot after schools too. Like families, whole families will come and meet together and do art together.
So folks can reach out though through Facebook. You've got a Facebook page.
Oh yeah, we have Facebook.
Your website, and then your phone number.
Yep.
We'd love. Let's have you share. I know you're searching for it right now.
It's
I am
505.
There you go.
They can do 505-402-3123.
Sure.
Or the other one.
I'm still looking for it.
Okay.
What's your website URL?
It's www.inspireheart.com.
Easy.
Sorry, inspireheartinc.com.
INC.
Yeah, INC. Do you guys like? Okay, so yes, and then our phone number is 505 636-2470, and we actually, it's connected to the wall still for the kids. It's amazing. They're like, what is this contraption?
Oh my.
And there's a little voice that pops up. You can leave a voicemail.
What?
So, and we'll get right back with them.
Like an answering machine?
Yes, and it has a beep.
That is old school.
I know. So it's one of our treasures, our antiques that we have there as well. So
we actually have an antique phone that has the dial on it, and they cannot
use it.
We try to see.
Does it have the rotary dial?
The rotary dial.
The rotary dial.
So
well, that would make an attraction.
I asked the student once what they thought that was, and he goes, "A thermometer or something?" I was like,
I know.
Did you put it up to your ear? He thought it was like a.
Did you just sit and watch them, try to figure it
out?
out?
I was like, yeah, I was just like, we're going to see what happens. And so you just put them in front of a phone, and then we watch, and we wait. No, I'm not joking. That's a true story. A thermometer.
I don't doubt it at all.
Yeah.
Well, we really appreciate you both coming in this morning to share with us all the things that you do for the community and for the greater community, because as we've said, it's not just Aztec, right? I mean, you've got kids coming in, and I guess adults too, right? We shouldn't just say this is just for kids. Kids and adults coming to you and you going to them from all over the Four Corners region, I think. And so it is a great, it really is a great example of what we made this show about, a solution from the street.
And people volunteering too, literally from the street. Sometimes come in and say, how
and you
can we
need
help?
volunteers too?
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of our main volunteers have been like the students that we've helped that have like been struggling with and then they'll come in and they'll help with like the building and cleaning up and helping other students. Like, I'm telling you, that is the best thing, is to have a student saying like, I'm here for you, and I can, just. So it's just kind of like, it's, I guess, challenging everybody to do their part. It's not just us leading something, but more like challenging people to step up to help other people. So
But you've taken that step to organize and to inspire the rest of us
Cool.
to join you.
Especially with my hair today and my hat. So I hope you guys feel inspired.
Bob Ross is always an inspiration.
He's always an inspiration.
That's true. And I want to see Megan in a smock with a paintbrush. That's what I want to see.
I've been known to be a visual artist in the past.
See?
So there you go.
There you
Okay.
go.
So you're coming down.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds amazing. So,
Yeah.
There you are.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you both for coming in, and continue good
you.
luck with the program.
Yeah, well, thanks for having us. We really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you guys for what you're doing as well. And community, help support them as well so they can keep getting information out to
Yes.
everybody.
We are a
So,
community-supported station, so we appreciate that. So just like you guys, so perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you, both of you. And Megan, thank you. But next week, Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. Next week we're back on the COVID beat.
We are back on the COVID beat.
Yeah.
It'd be great to ditch that beat someday.
Someday we look forward to that day. True.
do.
But every other week we go back and forth between this program, Solutions from the Street, on Fridays at 8, or our COVID-19 program, Fridays at 8. So next week we'll give an update to the community about what's going on, the variants, the case numbers, all the different things that we try to keep track of. And, we keep hearing that maybe we're at peak or near peak. And so we'd love to be able to
That would
report
be
that
nice.
to
Yes.
to the audiences.
Yes.
So we'll see how that goes. But in the meantime,
In the meantime, I'll see you next week.
you will see me next week, if not before.
That's true.
That's right. So
Yeah,
be
I
careful.
hope so.
Okay. Aw, thanks. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Have a great week and stay well. Bye-bye. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, a community-owned and operated hospital. Here for you when you need us. From emergency care to routine checkups and screenings, caregivers are here and ready to provide the safe, high-quality care you need close to home. Online at sanjuanregional.com with the latest health information and resources to help you live life better here.
Travel is one of life's great rewards, and there's always something new to see and experience when you travel the world like I do. Hi, I'm Rick Steves. Join me as we get better acquainted with the world each week on Travel with Rick Steves.